Look at me for a second. The most dangerous feelings are the ones she never admits, not even to herself. If you have ever felt a woman pulling close, then suddenly stepping back, this message is for you. Before we go deeper, subscribe to this channel and like this video, because what you are about to hear will change how you read women forever. I am speaking to you as a psychologist, but also as a woman who understands the quiet wars happening inside the female heart. When a woman wants to give herself emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, she rarely announces it. She hides it, not because she is playing games, but because attachment makes her vulnerable, and vulnerability is terrifying. The first hidden sign is restraint. She holds back words, affection, or confessions that are already burning inside her. You will notice pauses, swallowed sentences, and moments where she almost says something, then smiles instead. That is not disinterest, that is containment. The second sign is emotional mirroring. She begins to absorb your moods, your rhythms, even your silences. When you are calm, she softens. When you are distant, she becomes unusually reflective. This happens unconsciously. Her nervous system is tuning itself to yours, testing whether it is safe to synchronize more deeply. Men often misread this as inconsistency. It is actually calibration. Another sign appears in her protectiveness of you. She may not say she cares, but she notices details about your stress, your health, your confidence. She remembers what drains you and subtly tries to reduce it. This is not mothering, it is investment. Giving herself means imagining a future where your well-being affects her own. Watch how she creates emotional distance right after closeness. This push and pull is not manipulation. It is fear management. Intimacy activates desire, and desire activates the risk of loss. Pulling away is her way of regulating feelings that feel too big, too fast. Finally, notice how she listens when you speak about values, pain, or purpose. Her attention deepens. Her eyes linger. This is assessment. She is asking herself whether you are safe enough to receive what she is holding back. These signs are quiet, but they are powerful. If you recognize them, slow down, stay grounded, and lead with patience, because pressure destroys trust. But presence invites a woman to choose you freely, without fear, and that changes everything forever. There is a moment when a woman stops trying to impress you and starts trying to understand you. That moment is rarely loud. It is subtle, and if you are not emotionally awake, you will miss it completely. One hidden sign she wants to give herself to you is when curiosity replaces performance. She stops showcasing and starts asking, not surface questions, but ones that quietly explore how you think, how you decide, how you handle pressure. This is not small talk. This is evaluation for emotional safety. You will also notice a shift in how she disagrees with you. Instead of challenging to win, she challenges to connect. Her tone softens. She seeks clarity instead of dominance. A woman does this when she imagines you as someone who could hold her truth without punishing her for it. Giving herself means believing her voice will be respected. Another powerful sign is selective vulnerability. She does not tell everyone her fears, but she lets one slip to you. Maybe it is disguised as a joke, maybe it is shared late at night, maybe it comes out unexpectedly. This is not accidental. Vulnerability is currency, and she spends it carefully. When she chooses you, it means she is testing whether you can carry emotional weight without dropping it. Watch how she reacts to your boundaries. When a woman wants to give herself, she does not try to break your limits. She studies them. She respects them. She may even mirror them. This is her way of saying, I want closeness, but I want it to be clean. Respect for boundaries is not distance. It is preparation for trust. Another sign appears in her nervous energy around you. Slight restlessness, subtle self-soothing gestures, changes in breathing. Desire activates the body before it activates words. She may seem composed, but her physiology tells the truth. This is not anxiety about you. It is the intensity of wanting something meaningful and not wanting to lose control. Finally, notice when she includes you in her internal world. She shares thoughts before they are polished. She thinks out loud with you. This is intimacy. A woman who wants to give herself stops filtering as much, because filtering creates distance. She is letting you see her unfinished thoughts, which means she is imagining a future where you are not just present, but trusted. If you meet these signs with steadiness instead of ego, patience instead of pressure, she feels safe enough to move closer on her own. And when a woman chooses freely, the bond is deeper than anything forced could ever be. There is a quiet transformation that happens when a woman begins to imagine you as more than a moment. Her behavior shifts from reactive to intentional. One hidden sign is consistency in small efforts, not grand gestures, not dramatic confessions, but reliability. She shows up the same way across time, even when no reward is guaranteed. Consistency is emotional commitment in disguise. It means she is already investing energy she could easily withdraw. Pay attention to how she handles silence with you. When a woman wants to give herself, silence stops being awkward and starts becoming intimate. She does not rush to fill every gap. She allows pauses, shared stillness, calm presence. Silence feels unsafe when there is no trust. When she relaxes into it, her nervous system is telling her she feels grounded with you. Another sign is how she responds to your flaws. Not red flags, but human imperfections. When she gently acknowledges them instead of magnifying them, it means she is no longer scanning for reasons to leave. She is adjusting expectations. This is important. A woman who is emotionally unattached stays hypercritical. A woman who is opening herself becomes more forgiving because she is unconsciously protecting the bond. You may also notice a subtle jealousy that is controlled, not explosive. She does not accuse, she observes, she asks neutral questions. This is not insecurity, it is valuation. Jealousy emerges when something matters. Control shows emotional maturity. She is feeling the pull, but does not want to damage trust by acting from fear. Watch how she supports your growth. She encourages your discipline, your goals, your improvement, even when it takes time away from her. This is a deep sign. Desire alone wants attention. Emotional giving wants alignment. When a woman supports the man you are becoming, she is picturing herself alongside that future version of you. Another overlooked sign is emotional repair. When tension appears, she tries to resolve it rather than escape it. She clarifies, reflects, and seeks understanding. Avoidant behavior means low investment. Repair attempts mean she cares enough to protect the connection. Finally, notice how she softens physically and emotionally around you. Her voice lowers. Her movements slow. Her expressions become less guarded. This is regulation. A woman who wants to give herself does not feel the need to armor up. She allows her natural state to emerge. These behaviors are not strategies. They are signals from a woman who is deciding whether to open her inner world to you. If you respond with steadiness, emotional leadership, and respect, she will not feel pushed. She will feel chosen, and in that safety, she will move closer on her own, with intention, trust, and depth that cannot be faked. When a woman is on the edge of giving herself, her time begins to change shape around you. She does not announce it, she rearranges. One hidden sign is priority without explanation. She finds time even when she is busy, but she does not justify it or make it dramatic. This is important. When a woman is unsure, she explains. When she is choosing, she simply shows up. Notice how she reacts when you pull back slightly. A woman who does not care will fill the space with someone else. A woman who is emotionally invested becomes more intentional. She may reach out with warmth, not desperation. This is not chasing. This is reassurance seeking without losing dignity. It reveals that your presence has weight in her emotional world. Another sign is how she speaks about the future in abstract ways. She does not say with you, but she says someday, later, or in the future while looking at you. This is projection. She is testing how it feels to imagine continuity. Women rarely do this unless they are emotionally leaning in. Pay attention to her generosity. Not material generosity, but emotional. She gives understanding where she could give judgment. She offers patience where she could withdraw. Emotional generosity is expensive. People only spend it where they see long-term value. A subtle but powerful sign is her honesty about other men. She does not hide attention she receives, nor does she use it to provoke you. Transparency signals respect. It means she wants the connection to be real, not built on illusion or manipulation. A woman preparing to give herself wants a clean foundation. Watch how she responds to your emotional expression. When you share stress, doubt, or pressure, she does not minimize it. She listens. She stays. She does not rush to fix or flee. This is crucial. A woman who wants to give herself is assessing whether you can hold her emotions by seeing how you hold your own. Another sign appears in her self-awareness around you. She reflects on her behavior. She may apologize without being forced. Accountability emerges when someone values the bond more than their ego. Finally, notice her calm confidence when she is with you. She is not performing. She is not seeking constant validation. She is present. This presence is the result of trust forming beneath the surface. When you meet these signs with emotional maturity, not pressure or entitlement, you become the kind of man a woman chooses consciously. And when a woman gives herself consciously, it is not temporary. It is rooted, intentional, and deeply loyal. There is a point where desire stops being impulsive and starts becoming deliberate. When a woman reaches this point with you, her behavior grows quieter, not louder. One hidden sign is emotional pacing. She slows things down instead of rushing forward. This is not hesitation, it is care. Rushing risks damage. Slowing down protects something she already values. Watch how she handles conflict when emotions rise. A woman who wants to give herself does not weaponize your weaknesses. She does not bring up old wounds to win an argument. Instead, she chooses restraint. Restraint is one of the clearest signs of emotional attachment because it means she is thinking beyond the moment toward the survival of the connection. Another sign is how she lets you influence her. Not control, but influence. She considers your perspective when making decisions. She adjusts small behaviors naturally, without resentment. This happens only when respect is present. A woman does not adapt for a man she sees as temporary. Notice her emotional transparency after moments of distance. If she pulls away and then later explains why, even softly, it means she does not want misunderstanding to erode trust. Explanation is an invitation back into her inner world. Silence would be easier. Communication is chosen. A subtle sign many men miss is her pride in you. She does not brag loudly, but she mentions you with warmth. She defends your character when others misunderstand you. Loyalty appears long before commitment. This loyalty is emotional first. Pay attention to how she receives affection. When a woman wants to give herself, she does not just enjoy closeness, she relaxes into it. Her body language softens. She stays present instead of distracted. Comfort in closeness is a deep signal of trust forming. Another sign is her willingness to be seen imperfectly. She allows you to witness her tiredness, her doubts, her unfiltered moments. This is important. Performance disappears when safety arrives. A woman does not give herself where she feels she must constantly perform. Finally, notice how she responds when you do nothing extraordinary. When she remains connected without constant stimulation, she is no longer chasing emotion. She is building attachment. Excitement fades quickly. Attachment grows quietly. All of these signs point to the same truth. A woman who wants to give herself is not trying to be chosen. She is deciding. Your role is not to accelerate this process, but to remain steady within it. Emotional leadership means staying grounded, consistent, and respectful. When she senses that you are not trying to take, but are capable of holding, she moves closer without being asked. And what she offers then is not temporary desire, but enduring connection built on trust, safety, and conscious choice. When a woman is close to giving herself, her intuition becomes deeply engaged. She starts observing not what you say, but how you live. One hidden sign is her attention to your patterns. She notices whether your words align with your actions, whether your energy stays consistent under stress, whether your values hold when no one is watching. This is not suspicion. This is discernment. She is deciding whether her emotional investment will be safe. Notice how she reacts to your success and your struggle. A woman who is emotionally distant, competes, or detaches. A woman who wants to give herself feels with you. Your wins uplift her. Your setbacks concern her. This emotional resonance means your experiences are starting to register as shared, even before anything is defined. Another sign appears in her patience with uncertainty. She does not rush labels or demands. She allows space for things to unfold naturally. Patience is not passivity. It is confidence in connection. When a woman senses depth, She does not need to force direction. Pay attention to her subtle, caretaking energy. Not overbearing, not self-sacrificing, but attuned. She checks if you arrived safely. She remembers small preferences. These acts are not habits. They are expressions of emotional bonding. Care emerges where attachment is forming. A powerful but quiet sign is her reduced interest in external validation. She becomes less reactive to attention from others. Her focus narrows. This does not mean isolation. It means prioritization. Emotional energy is finite, and she is directing it intentionally. Watch how she handles moments when you disappoint her. A woman who does not care withdraws quickly. A woman who is invested expresses disappointment calmly and seeks understanding. Disappointment requires expectation. Expectation means she sees potential. Another sign is her willingness to sit with uncomfortable emotions rather than escape them. She stays present during difficult conversations. She breathes through tension. This emotional regulation indicates that the bond matters enough to endure discomfort. Finally, notice how she invites you into her personal world. Not just her schedule, but her routines, her thinking patterns, her quiet spaces. Inclusion is intimacy. A woman who wants to give herself does not hide her life. She opens it selectively. All of these signs reflect a woman standing at the threshold of emotional surrender, not in weakness, but in choice. Your role is not to demand proof or reassurance. It is to remain consistent, emotionally available, and grounded. When she feels that her inner world will be respected, not consumed, she steps forward willingly. And when she does, the connection deepens into something that is not fleeting, not chaotic, but stable, meaningful, and profoundly human. When a woman is ready to give herself, the final shift is not dramatic. It is grounding. Her energy with you becomes settled, not restless. One of the deepest signs is emotional peace. She feels calmer after interacting with you, not confused, not drained. Calm is the body's confirmation of safety. Desire can exist anywhere. Peace only exists where trust is forming. Notice how she stops testing you. Early on, many women test unconsciously through distance, contradictions, or emotional fluctuations. When she wants to give herself, those tests fade. She no longer needs proof every moment. She has seen enough consistency to relax. Relaxation is surrender without loss of power. Another sign is her willingness to let you lead emotionally. Not control, not dominance, but leadership. She allows you to set tone, pace, and direction because she trusts your emotional steadiness. A woman does not yield space to a man she does not respect. This yielding is not submission. It is collaboration built on confidence. Watch how she handles your independence. She does not try to limit it. She supports it. Possessiveness decreases when security increases. A woman who wants to give herself does not fear your individuality because she feels chosen without needing to cage you. A subtle but profound sign is how she shares her past. Not as trauma dumping, not as confession, but as context. She wants you to understand where she comes from, how she learned to love, where she was hurt. This is not about sympathy. It is about transparency. She is clearing emotional space for something real. Notice how she treats your connection in private, not public. Public affection can be performance. Private consistency is truth. When she protects the bond when no one is watching, it means she values it deeply. Another sign is her acceptance of uncertainty with trust. She does not need guarantees. She does not pressure outcomes. She stays present. Presence without control is one of the strongest indicators of emotional commitment. Finally, the most important sign is choice. She chooses you in small ways, repeatedly. Not because she needs you, but because she wants you. Need creates dependency. Want creates devotion. If you recognize these signs, understand this clearly. A woman giving herself is not something to conquer or accelerate. It is something to honor. Your steadiness, patience, and emotional maturity are what allow her to step forward freely. When a woman gives herself by choice, not force, not fear, not pressure, the connection becomes rare, it becomes stable, it becomes loyal, and most importantly, it becomes real. If this resonated, stay here. This channel exists to sharpen your emotional awareness, not to manipulate, but to understand. Because the strongest men are not those who take from women, but those who are capable of being chosen.